Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'll be checking out this interesting video from Brett Cooper, and it's titled Dating Trend, the next girl becomes the wife. Why? You guys, I'm super excited as always. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please consider subscribing. Give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And without much ado, let's see what Brett Cooper has for us in this video.
Welcome back to the comment section. I'm Brett Cooper. So a couple of days ago, I was randomly scrolling on TikTok and I saw a video with some really interesting comments, and it seemed kind of surface level. It was just a girl talking about something, but the comments are definitely connected to a bigger trend that women are seeing in terms of their dating life. And we're going to talk about that today. Before we do though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a comment section or off the clock episode. Alrighty, so a little backstory for you guys if you are not caught up on the pop culture celebrity dating world, which sadly I am, but you know what? That's the world I live in. Anyway, so Vanessa Hudgens from High School Musical was dating Austin Butler, who was just in the new Elvis movie, for almost 10 years. Now, 3 years ago, they broke up. It rocked the internet. Everybody was appalled. Everybody thought they were going to get back together and live happily ever after. They have not. But now Vanessa has moved on and she is now engaged to somebody else. And Austin started dating a 21-year-old model about a year and a half later. She's 10 years younger than him, and her name is Kaia Gerber. And that is basically all you need to know. So let's watch this TikTok. So it says, Austin Butler and Kaia Gerber are engaged. I'm trying to process it, but I can't because he dated Vanessa Hudgens for a decade and didn't want to get married, and dated Kaia for a year and a half, and now they're engaged. So that is what launched this entire episode. And last week, somebody broke the news that Kaia Gerber and Austin Butler had allegedly gotten engaged. And I wrote this episode based on that fact and based on this TikTok. And then this morning, I saw that all the news outlets were reporting that it is not true. Somebody close to them said, no, they're not actually engaged.
Internet does not lie.
I have no idea where it's going, but I think the point that I'm making still stands, so I'm going to push through. We're going to sort of pretend like they're engaged or about to get engaged because the point still matters. And full disclosure, I'm pre-recording this episode because I'm about to go out of town for another work trip. So if whenever this video is released, they're engaged or we have more information, you guys could let me know from the future. But we're going with it right now. Let's just jump into the comments because nobody seems surprised about this at all. One person said, I heard a saying once, men don't marry the love of their life. They marry a girl that's around when they're ready to settle down. And that has 42,000 likes. On that comment. Somebody else said, I know Vanessa has moved on, but I feel somewhat heartbroken for her, giving a decade to your life to somebody who just gave everything to the next girl. Remember that comment. Another person said, it's always like that. You drag it out too long with one person, break up, and then the next person you're suddenly with resolves your every doubt. That has 15,000 likes. Another one said, men don't get married to the right woman, they get married at the right time, whichever woman they have at that time. So that is very similar to that first comment, men don't marry the one, they marry the one in front of them. And this idea, this theory has become very common. I don't know where it first up, but I started seeing that statement and that language everywhere. It's all over TikTok. Girls are like crying about it. Like, I thought I was the one, but now all of this stuff. So here's a video kind of explaining it more if you haven't heard it.
Ever since I heard this theory, I cannot get it out of my mind. Men marry the woman in front of them at the time they are ready to get married. So I was scrolling through TikTok one day, as we all do, and I came across this photographer. She's obviously been at a lot of weddings, and she observed that the men were marrying the woman in front of them at the time that they were ready to get married.
First of all, a wedding photographer? How does she know? She doesn't know the intricacies of their relationship. That's just all that. I've watched this video multiple times now, and that just always weirds me out. It's like, it's not really the most credible person, but okay, we'll go with it. We'll go with it.
Implying that that wasn't necessarily that.
Wow, you guys, I totally agree with that statement that men marry the next girl in front of them because they are ready. Because a man that will spend 10 years with you, imagine how old he was 10 years ago. He was obviously not ready to get married. And you wouldn't even know that time is dragging on when you are with that one person. And as soon as the breakup happens, your eyes sort of like opens and you realize that, wow, time has gone this far, and eventually the next girl that you meet, you will just end up marrying her. This is what happens every single time in relationship. You might spend 10 years with a man, and the next girl he meets, as soon as he's ready to get married, even if it takes 3 months, he's definitely gonna marry her. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think this particular statement is true? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and let's continue watching, you guys.
That man's soulmate or that man's love of his life. It was just just the girl he was dating at the time he was ready to get married and settle down. Like, when you decide, especially a man, when a man decides that he is financially and emotionally ready for marriage and ready to settle down and ready to start a family, he takes a way different approach to dating. That part in his brain of like, oh, there's another girl out there, shuts off.
Well, also, I think that partially it could be, you know, those external factors like, okay, my job is in order, my finances are in order, but you're forgetting the most important part, which is the girl that he's dating. Maybe the woman that he is dating is showing him now that, you know, he wants to have a family. Oh my God, this is wife material. She's holding me accountable. This is somebody I want to provide for. Could it be that? Could it be the woman's fault in this culture? No, we just have to blame men for everything. I'm kind of jumping the gun here, but you guys see where I'm going. Now, this theory has done nothing to make women feel good or empowered, and it has just shamed men, in my opinion. I think that this is kind of a terrible take. Somebody said, y'all really know how to make me feel like shit. Another person said, that's scary. Imagine marrying a guy and he's always thinking about the one that got away because he wasn't ready for her before. Another person said, yes, I've always thought this. That's why so many guys break off their 4 to 5 year relationships and then the next one is the one. She's not, but now he's ready. Somebody else said, new fear unlocked. But the thing is, this has become more common. Men being in long-term relationships and then jumping in with a new woman and committing to her very, very quickly. And the point was going to be that Austin Butler is the newest iteration of this because, you know, being with Vanessa Hudgens for almost a decade and then finding Kaya Gerber, oh, we're getting engaged in a year and a half. But also, Vanessa Hudgens, his ex, she also got engaged relatively quickly after being with him for almost 10 years. So I think we could talk about her as well. And I just feel like if the timing isn't right in 10 years, that person wasn't actually the one. They were not right for each other. They had a decade to get it together, to figure out if the timing was right, to decide whether they were going to get married, and they didn't. So I don't think that they were the one for each other. Another famous example is Justin Bieber. Somebody said, gives Justin Bieber vibes though. The whole, when a man feels ready for marriage, he will marry who is in front of them, not who they love. Now, Justin Bieber was with Selena Gomez on and off for 8 years. So again, like Vanessa and Austin Butler, they had time. And then he got together with Hailey Baldwin and he married her just a few months later. And sure, it's probably hard to see this happen as the ex because it sucks to feel like you've wasted years of your life on somebody. But again, I don't think that that means that you were the one and she wasn't. I think that that is a very anti-female attitude because then you feel like you are better than her in a way. We're also shaming men for this. Again, I just don't think it's a good take. But back to the point, Justin Bieber is not the only celebrity who has done this. Sofia Vergara, obviously she's not a man, but similar story. She got married 6 months after she broke off an engagement with another man. Ryan Reynolds left Scarlett Johansson and then married Blake Lively exactly a year later. And now obviously they have like 3 or 4 children and they're living, you know, happily ever after. They're everybody's favorite celebrity couple. The list goes on. Now, somebody made a really excellent point under that first video and said, usually if you're not engaged by at least year 5 and you want to be, just call it, LOL. And I 100% agree with this. And I think that this right here is the root of this issue and this theory. Because if it's not happening, if you guys can't 100% commit, somebody needs to call it off and move on because you are wasting your time, for lack of a better phrase. That is what a lot of people online have suggested to people who notice that their ex has moved on quickly and committed to the next girl.
Yeah, you guys, I totally agree with that. If at the end of 5 years, nothing is going on, nobody is talking about moving the relationship to the next level, they are both wasting each other's time. And one thing that might be holding them back is the fear of cutting off that relationship because nobody wants to be the one to make the move and be called the bad guy. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Brett Cooper is making a whole lot of sense and I'm enjoying this video so much. And you guys, let's wrap this video up.
When he never committed to them. One person wrote an article about this titled 3 Reasons He Marries the Next Girl, and she gives some harsh truths that I think a lot of people need to hear. She says, though it's likely not always the case that a man after ending a relationship with you will marry the very next woman he dates, it certainly is the case that stands out. This move is the most hurtful when your ex refused to marry you or was quite adamant about not getting married at all. Try as you might, you will never understand this. That is until now. Here are 3 reasons why your ex marries the woman he dates after you. And I think that the first is the most important. It's the only one that I'm going to read because it really stands out and it pertains to that comment. But she says, number 1, she has standards. If your ex continued to date you after refusing to marry you, it is because that you allowed it by not walking away. If he marries the next girl, you can bet it's because she's willing to walk away when she knows she deserves and can get better. His choices with you, marriage or dating. His choices with her, marriage or lose her. At the end of the day, you simply can't fault the next woman for valuing herself and sticking to her standards. Yes. This is exactly the point. And yes, it is harsh, but I think it's something that a lot of women and men need to hear. You need to value yourself enough to be able to walk away. We live in a culture right now where commitment is not valued, where people are willing to just date for a decade and spend time swiping on Tinder thinking that the grass is always greener on the other side. If that's not what you're into, you have to lay that groundwork and draw that line in the sand and move on when it's not happening. Because you're going to look back and you will have wasted time and energy on somebody that was never going to commit to you, that was never going to reciprocate that. My favorite thing that Tucker Carlson has ever said was he was doing an interview with Charlie Kirk and he was giving advice to young people and he said, you know, get married young, have more children than you can afford. But the biggest part of that statement was like, stop wasting your time. You can always make more money, but you can't get back time. You can't get back your energy. So stop wasting it. Stop, clouding your vision with, doing drugs and getting high and being drunk and all that stuff, and stop wasting it on terrible people. And I think the same goes with romantic relationships. You are wasting your time and energy with somebody who is not reciprocating, who is never going to commit to you. And in this age of girl power and feminism and all of that jazz, why do modern women still feel compelled to hang on for years and years and years with men who are ambivalent about committing to them? Like, that was 10 years of Vanessa Hudgens' life. That was 8 years of Selena Gomez's life. Like, I thought we were all girl bosses. I thought we were supposed to be like, I don't need this, and move on. But I think it's because women have been lied to about the fact that marriage isn't important. So they're trying to be the cool girl. Like, I don't care, it's fine, I don't need to get married. No, he's not respecting you. Move on. At the end of the day, if these men were not going to commit, they should have walked away, and they shouldn't be upset when that man moves on, because obviously they were not right for each other. After 10 or 8 years, they were not right for each other. And why would you want to be with somebody who couldn't decide if you were the one? Like, obviously, heartbreak hurts. Maybe it feels like betrayal. Like, emotions are natural, but I don't think that the exes are really the victims in these situations. And that is what that original TikTok was saying. Like, oh, I feel so bad for Vanessa. This is so weird. It scares me. What these women need to do is raise their standards and demand more respect from the get-go and not allow their partners to walk all over them for years while they figure things out. Find empowerment and do not allow yourself to be a victim. That is the lesson here.
Yeah. Wow, you guys, that was such an interesting one with Brett Cooper. I really love the way she dissected those comments. And let me know what you guys think about this particular video. And one advice to those people who are in a very long-term relationship: please find the energy, find the zeal and the power, and just work out of that relationship. Because as soon as you are able to work out, the next person you meet is definitely going to be your life partner. Let me know what you guys think about this video so far. Let me know what you guys think about this video. I really enjoyed every minute of it. If you guys totally enjoyed watching, give it a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.